I'm Alan Bounville. I'm from Worcester, Massachusetts. Back in 2011, I started a 6,000-mile walk across the country. I walked for gender and sexual orientation equality. I had a cart. I called it the Equality Cart. And Equality Cart had, it was like a modified baby stroller, like a really heavy-duty baby stroller. I had made these full Equality Now signs with the rainbow, the LGBT, well, really more gay, lesbian rainbow. And on it I put Full Equality Now, and then the name of my walk, which was Into the Light Walk. So I was in a grocery store in coastal Washington, like a little mom and pop grocery store. And I was just getting basic provisions, peanut butter, and things to just fuel me up. This was 2 or 3 weeks into the whole experience, so I was still pretty nervous about people, especially in rural areas, asking me what the heck I was doing with all this crazy stuff. I was actually the customer who asked first. He looked at the cart and he's like, as I'm pulling up to the register, and he's like, "Full Equality Now, what's that mean?" I said, I'm walking for gender identity and gender expression and sexual orientation equality. One of them said, "Well, you came to the right place." And I was like, "Oh, why?" And he said, "Well, grab our local newspaper at the front there. You'll see in there was a letter to the editor about a person who used to live here who just died from suicide." So I picked up the paper, read the story, and learned that Joey Harris had been bullied a lot living there in school and in the community. And I asked if Joey's family still lived in the area. The customer, or maybe it was the grocer, said to me, "Yeah, actually, Mike, Joey's father, works at the recreation center down on the reservation." So I was like, "Oh, well, I'm heading that way anyway." And so I decided to just walk into this recreation center to see if I could find Mike, or Joey's father. And so I kind of stumbled through, again, telling Mike why I was there, what brought me to them and the the grocery experience. And I asked about is there a place of significance for me to light a candle and like record a little vigil with my video camera? And he said, "Well, actually, yeah, like you walked by his grave on the way here." And I literally had walked right by it. And he said, "Hold on, I want you to meet Joey's mom." And so the three of us went down to the gravesite, and it was literally right there. Like I'd walked right by it. They live on the reservation, and so they allow fireworks to be sold there. Right towards the end of the vigil, after I said a few words, like all of a sudden this flurry of fireworks goes off, and you just hear boom, 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 boom in the background. And we all just kind of looked at each other, and we were all kind of crying a little bit. And Joey's mom, Sabina, says something like, "That couldn't have been more perfect timing because 4th of July was Joey's favorite holiday." I packed up my stuff and went to leave, and Sabina had asked if I had dinner. And I said, "No, I was just going to eat the stuff that I got at the grocery store and just keep on, moving on down the road." And she said, "No, why don't you come over to the house if you want, and we'll feed you." And, we ate dinner and we talked for a while. Mike, Joey's father, had offered to let me sleep outside, like the tent outside of the gymnasium area. I was just in such a rare state of emotion that I thought it better to just keep walking, kind of walk off the whole experience of the evening. And so Sabina had asked me if I would just stay there for a second because she wanted to go get something. And I was like, okay. So she went out of the room for a couple minutes, and when she came back, she had 2 things with her. She had a Ziploc bag full of change. So the second thing she gave to me was a necklace. That was one of Joey's necklaces, and it was like this black necklace that had like dangles on it and things. And so I was like resistant to actually take the necklace because I just was afraid I was going to lose it. And this obviously had a lot of meaning. And she's like, "No, I really want you to have it." She's like, "You could mail it somewhere safe or whatever, but I really feel like you should have this." And then they offered to walk out with me out to the main road. Right as I was winding around the corner, walking around the corner, I looked back and said my final goodbyes to them. And Then, as it got really dark, I set up my tent in this big grass patch and just kind of tamped the grass down, put the tent up, and then got inside it, put all my stuff inside. I was so tired, so I just kind of laid among the curves of the grass, and I held on to the necklace and just kind of cried myself to sleep. Like, I hope that by sharing my interaction with Joey's family, that will help further the goals and mission of the movement overall towards an equitable world for everybody as it relates to gender identity, gender expression, sexual orientation, all of that. I could also say, and which is probably even deeper in my heart, is that I just hope it did some good for them, like us meeting. Like, I hope it did something good for a family that was hurting.